How are you, Nigerians? I trust all of you are fine. My name is Shegun Olo, and this is Objective Media. We are online again, as usually we do sometimes. Well, we try to tell stories. We also try to discuss critical issues. At the same time, we try to also balance it with some kind of, light mood, because I don't want to be too serious. I know there are so many problems in the country. I don't want to be too serious. All right. So, yes, let's get going, please. Tonight, I'm quite sure that people can see us both on Facebook and YouTube simultaneously. Part of the reason I came in a bit late into the show is that I was trying to bring somebody into the show with whom we're supposed to be reviewing this together, but then the network from his end dropped. We were speaking together before this, but I'm quite sure he will call back in once he gets his network right again. But good evening, Nigerians. What's your impression? That's the question tonight. What's your impression about the Atiku will be outing at the candidates tonight? Yes, everybody has got something to say, and you can see comments from Facebook. Fashola Samson is saying, no sentiment, it was a good outing. Alright, Bamjoshi says on YouTube that the truth was exposed and they could not defend it. Another person on YouTube says the stuff was dead boring. The ideas or reason that they need an alternative. So he says, well, let us begin with specifics. I like to go to specifics now. Number one is to talk about Atiku's response to corruption. Let me quickly make my own immediate reaction known. Is that Peter Obi was busy always trying to defend Atiku even before he responds. Sometimes he allows him to respond and then tries to use his own prowess, to cover it. Well, but what I would say is that in terms of oration, I'll give it to Obi. He was man of the match, and I don't get sentiment. I'll tell you the way it is. In terms of oration, oratory prowess, and how to twist words and give it to you the way it would go, I would say that Peter Obi had it. All right. My guest on the show is calling in. Let me see if we can get him to come in. Let me see if we can get him to come in on the show. His name is Dari Akini. Dari Akini is trying to call in again. I guess his network is disconnecting and reconnecting. But let's continue. So, let us talk about the response to. Okay, Dari Akini is online again. How are you, Dari?
Hello? I think I can hear.
Yes, I have Dari.
Yes, I have on the show tonight.
How are you?
I'm good. Are you?
I'm healthy too. So let's try to have you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. Let me.
I just want to be sure that you can. Okay, good.
Okay.
So let's get going. Let's discuss this. What is your impression in general about Atiku and Obi's outing at the candidates this evening?
You mean on the platform today?
Yes, exactly.
Well, it was a wonderful one. I wasn't expecting anything less than this. As you know, my candidate is not a learner in this kind of game, and being an experienced person in governance, I think it's all good. I'll give him 90, 95. I'll give him 95.
Who are you giving to? Is it Atiku or Obi?
Well, we have a team. and the team has the two that you just mentioned. In our own case, we do not go with the individual. We do as a team. The team has been wonderful, and we're quite a good team.
1 second, please. I don't want to sound like I didn't.
I don't want to sound.
Let me quickly let people know that you are a member of Atiku and Obi online support team. I'm just trying to quickly let people know that so that they are not caught.
Are you tagging me with that?
No, I'm just asking. I'm just letting people know. Are you denying it?
Okay. I'm not denying. I won't deny that. I won't deny that.
So you are rooting for Atiku and Obi for 2019. Am I correct? Am I correct to say that? Sorry.
Yeah, very well, very well.
All right, it's back. Are you
Hello?
denying or confirming that you are rooting for Atiku and Obi in 2019?
I'm confirming 100%. I'm confirming 100%.
Atiku and Obi.
Definitely.
All right, good. So let's continue. Atiku's response on corruption, especially the one that tax is.
Yeah.
What do you say about that?
The one that tagged the wife.
The one that tags his wife to
Hello?
a corruption case in the United States.
His wife has Jennifer Atiku, you mean?
Yes, he was asked at the interview on the platform of the candidates about the corruption case involving his wife in the United States. What is your impression about the way he tried to answer it?
Well, I don't know why we are trying to make this a case. If you listen to him very well, he said that as far as he is concerned, the wife has never been charged or indicted. So that answered that. I don't know why we are making this a case. And I think if truly there's any corruption charges against her or even Atiku himself, I think the appropriate authority should take that up. And we've not seen any of that in the last 3.5 years. So, as far as I'm concerned, that's just a mere description of how desperate people are to Mary and the members of his family.
So, as a follow-up to that, it was also asked that if you have an employer and the employer, you have a new employer, you are trying to apply for a new employer, and a reference written by your former employer is to detriment of your employment. What's your impression about that?
My impression about what?
Atiku's response to the question, if your former employer has written a very bad reference about you, and that one has been about your new prospective employer, the way you responded to that, what's your impression?
Well, I think as you know, Atiku, when there's not been anything that has been made to him, I don't want to rephrase what he said. I will not stand in gap for him. But I think he answered that very well. It was a good one.
Okay, let me rephrase the question in this way.
That was too harsh on my candidate.
According to what he wrote initially, and he's now trying to, because he has now fallen out with the present administration, he's now trying to paint Atiku well again. What does that tell you?
I will say in politics, at every point in time, you won't take every narrative serious. For someone who have said so much about it, and now he's now moving, and mind you, he was named the navigator for the last administration. When I mean the last administration, I'm implying that what is it called? Buhari is gone already. So what will you say about that? As far as I'm concerned, he has not been indicted, and the words can only be picked as politics. It's all about propaganda. So it's all about propaganda. So that's it. Mm-hmm.
So you agree that
So
this is politics all along? Somebody said that you are the most corrupt, and because he has fallen out with the present administration, comes back to say you are the best for the job. Does that not imply sheer politics to you?
I'm coming. Let me get my charger. Let me get my charger. Just
Okay, your phone is going out. Well, when you get your charger, please, let's continue.
just hang on.
All right, we'll get back. We'll get back on you. Let me quickly go back to live comments. All right, Atiku was Atiku was. I think he's trying to get back, but let me mute him for now. All right, Atiku was the candidate alongside his running mates at the candidates today, and what they had to say, especially with respect to many of the allegations against them, include their responses to, you know, their responses to what had happened, especially to corruption allegations against Atiku. Well, if we can get Dari back, we'll get him back. But I'm just going to ask people now, because this is an open review. It's not just going to be one-man show. People, what do you feel about the outing today? Atiku's response to, allegations of corruption against him. What do you feel? Someone is saying Atiku and Buhari are fake. Well, what we should do at this point is to begin to ask ourselves direct questions. Atiku tried to respond. Atiku tried to respond to questions on allegation, and he said because his wife had not been indicted. Although I wish that the interviewer asked question about why he had not himself been going to America, only waiting for his wife's matter to end in time, Well, while I'm waiting for Dari to come back, I want to quickly see if I could do this short entertainment break. But what is your response to Atiku's what is your feel about how Atiku responded to questions on, or the interrogations on, corruption? I want to see your feedback. I want to have your feedback to this. Well, he said because his wife has never for once been indicted, or because his wife had never for once been convicted for crime. So I'm on Instagram now, and Daily Momodu posted a while ago that Atiku Abubakar greet is Capo di Tutti Capi. Former President Olusegun Okeki Olakan Aremu Obasanjo at the Highland Club in Lagos. What I don't know is if Uncle Daily Momodu believes that all these adulations are due for Obasanjo. I don't know why he was contesting then to be president of Nigeria against all of these people. This country is kind of fucked up, man. Well, in the same vein, we should also see APC's melodrama in Imo State. Somebody pointed my attention to it.
I'm the only governor in the whole southeast who is from APC. But you know, as it stands today, those that challenged us, those that
Well, we have seen it. PDP and APC making fools of themselves. But what do we make of governance? Well, I want to quickly respond to one other thing during the candidate interview. Atiku said, Peter Obi said that if you want, okay, Kaderia was asking about the implications of a totally capitalist system and the problems being confronted by capitalist states of the world, or states that are being capitalist as we speak right now. And then Peter Obi said that if you offer Nigerians to go abroad, as we speak right now, many Nigerians are going to drop their passports and jump on the ship. But if you ask those abroad to come to Nigeria, they will not want to. And he is trying to say that it is because of the bad situation of the country that accounts for this. But what I want to say is very simple. Did all these problems develop in just 3 years? Was it not the same situation some 3-4 years ago before APC came into power? And this is not to defend APC because they are equally worse. But what am I right? I don't know. I think I have issues with internet as we speak right now.
I swear, as long as Africa they suffer, Africa they hungry, Africa no unite, no freedom, no justice, no happiness, then go here, bansa, bansa, hey! Then go here, bansa, bansa, hey! Them never hear anything at all. Then go here, hey, 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 hey! Now listen. Before I jump like monkey, monkey they shop banana. Give me banana. Before I jump like monkey, monkey they shop banana. Them banks complain and say oh God and things. I sing a song. Go slow, go slow, go slow, go slow. Them banks complain and say oh God and things. For me I swear, for me I swear. For me, I swear, as long as Africa they suffer, Africa they hungry, Africa no unite, no freedom, no justice, no happiness, then go here, bansa, bansa, hey! Then go here, bansa, bansa, hey! Them never hear anything.
So, everybody, alright, let's continue. I was talking about why I do not think that Atiku and Obi have right to claim that Nigerians would easily drop their passport to run to America or to any other foreign country for that matter, as if it was a problem that developed with APC. Well, APC only came to deepen the crisis left by PDP. And one answer to all of this is that those that ruined the country for 16 years and the others or their contemporaries or their collaborators that came to plunder it further or to, yes, further deepen the crisis for another 3-4 years do not have idea or solution. Obi, I beg your pardon, I mix up the pronunciation sometimes. Obi came to admit on here that the problem creators have left their PDP. Some of them have left PDP and moved to APC. If PDP wins, for instance, those are the problem creators will also come back again to identify with, because the only thing they are looking for now is safe haven. They are looking for who will not prosecute them. That's what they are all looking for as we speak right now. So those that left PDP to go and join APC are those who admit that they were guilty of stealing but do not want to be prosecuted, and the only immunity is to join the ruling party so that they don't indict you. All right, so that simply means that Atiku is admitting that the structure, the foundation upon which PDP was laid was even wrong in the first place, and even was totally bad. So if that structure was totally bad, and the next solution in your head is that to take the same structure and come into power, knowing that the person you are even a running mate to himself is not clean, as far as all these allegations are concerned, you know, if he comes into power, what do you think will happen? All those people will come back again. The same man who has admitted or who has said that he wants his friends to benefit from what is from his government, from the sale of NNPC and the rest of them. He wants his friends to benefit. You know, what that implies is that the moment he comes into power, he wants to attract all those people back to PDP. So those that are in APC who are physically in APC, their body is in APC, but their spirit is in PDP, what they simply want to do is that they are working for PDP, but physically they are identifying with APC so that they are not prosecuted for the crimes that they knew they are guilty of. So at the end of the day, what they will simply do, from my assessment of what they are all saying right now, is that they know that they are all guilty, but some of them have to run to go and seek protection from the ruling party so that they are not prosecuted. The others will then have to remain to fight and get back to power, seize the power again, and bring their friends back on the scene. That's all they want to do. It's the same thing. I don't see any difference therefore between APC and PDP. I was going to ask Damilare, but because the network wasn't stable for us to continue to talk, that's why I had to let him go. But the reality is that, they are all the same. That's what they are simply trying to let us know. They are all the same. APC and PDP. They share the same door. It's just like crossing from your room to your living room, from your living room to your toilet. It's the same. They are the same people who live in the same apartment. There's no difference. All right. That's what I can say about what they're doing so far. But in all, what do you feel, people, about all of these things altogether? I want to see the current comments. I'm sorry, the internet connection disconnected at some point, and I'm having to deal with that. All right, but if you're online, let me know you're online. I'm not able to see live comments again. I don't know. All right, I think people are back. Yeah. Okay, Atiku says he wants to enrich his friends. Yes. So APC and PDP, my brothers and sisters, are the same people, and that is exactly where I'm having issues. So if APC and PDP are saying that they want to benefit some set of people, well, so I think that we should also be conscious of some things about Atiku's body language. I don't know what you see about the body language. I don't want to be the one to comment exactly about that. You see that each time Obi was the one always hijacking the words to say, and Obi was also asked why did he have to leave the structure of APGA that he was supposed to champion and develop properly, left it to go and hop on the vehicle of PDP, and Obi said that it is because the vehicle cannot take him where the aircraft will take him. So what do you think about that? He feels that the PDP plane was going to help him achieve his own ambition to also get on the national scene. Well, what am I simply trying to say, ladies and gentlemen? If a die-hard APGA person could abandon that vision or dream to go and join PDP to take the structure, it tells us something. A PDP that everybody has said was the worst, and Obi is now the one defending PDP as having the best or better evil to Nigerians than APC. So well, it's all so funny, but that is where we have found ourselves, and it's very unfortunate. But what am I simply trying to say here is, while I'm tolerant of everybody and everything, it is so annoying to see that Nigerians have become so great at defending even their own problems. You saw the way people were clapping it, although not all of them were exactly the kind of Nigerians you expect. Some of them hate to some of these people were the kind of people you had in the hall there. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was it. You saw it there. What did you see? Did you see sincerity? Those are the questions we should be asking. The parameters for which you are judging how the person is able to twist and use rhetorics to cut, issues off. It's not exactly the same reason or the same yardstick we want to use as citizens to determine who should be our next in 2019. Whether APC wins again or PDP comes back again is not even the issue. We know even if they win again or come back again or rig themselves into power again, does not justify that they were. So saying that somebody has been investigated many times and has not been jailed for the offense does not mean that the person was right for having committed the offense in the first place. What it only means is that we have not had the right kind of policy frameworks or institutions that are strong enough to hold those persons to their crimes. We are in this same country where over 165 count charges were against James Onofefe Ibori of Delta State, and all of those charges were cleared. He wasn't convicted for any of them until he traveled. How many counts? Less than 10 counts, and they got him in jail. So, meaning that he was actually guilty. But in Nigeria, you are not guilty. Sorry, you are free until proven guilty, even though you committed the offense. All right, you are free until proven guilty, even though you committed the offense. Okay. So, Selling Lucky, you say you're new here. Can I give you that guy I brought on the show, the contact? You want to insult his family? No, I won't give you his contact if it's about insulting. And let me also tell you the reason I brought him on the show. The reason is very clear. I want you to know that while some of you are craving for a new system, there are young persons who are also saying that damn your new idea or damn your new thing. They want to go back to the old system, or they want to remain. There are young persons in APC, there are young persons in PDP. In fact, maybe I should even say they are more in number compared to Nigerians residents in Nigeria who are interested in this kind of country, in a new country that most of you are yearning or aspiring to see. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is the kind of country we are in. I am not saying anybody has right to tell down or talk down on the opinion of other people. Yes, all of them have right to choose who they want to support, and that is where I do not have a problem. You can support anybody you want to support. It's a free world. All right, so I don't hold it against anybody. The reason Daddy would even agree to come on the show with me tonight is because he knows that I don't fight him for his views. I don't fight him for his views. I also have friends who are in APC. I don't fight them for their views. They believe, for instance, that the only way they can have a guarantee to victory is for them to have a system that's already in place. Now, if they join a system that's already in place, it's going to help them. Most of them have ambitions too, and they don't see themselves getting it realized or achieved with the new system that is coming to place. Like Obi said during that interview, he had a vehicle, but the vehicle can only take him to the airport, and when he gets to the airport, he has to join the aircraft to travel abroad because abroad is his destination, not the airport. All right. The same way is the way these young Nigerians you see here, an example of the person I brought on, believe that yes, all of us are looking for the destination to get to the better place, but that the vehicle being proposed or being brought in by these new persons still have limits to which they can travel as far as that is their belief. I'm not saying that is the correct position or the correct situation of things. I'm saying that is their belief, that as it stands right now, the new parties do not have the vehicle that will take them to the destination, so they have to go in. Some of them will use the term, we want to go in and hijack the structure from them. hey, they will still have to obey Godfather. And that is where the Ambode factor comes in. And let me quickly also add that Ambode may end up being harassed by the EFCC and DSS the moment he leaves office. Even before he leaves, they might impeach him and pick him up. So that is what happens to you if you benefit from Godfathers. That is what happens to you if you ride on Godfathers to get to a position, because you'll be at their mercy. You have to live by their dictates. That is what happens to you. Alright? A whole incumbent governor of I deliberately made this gesticulation. I deliberately did it so that I can understand what a governor should be, now being embarrassed by somebody who is not in position anymore. What it simply means that he's actually not the person in the position. So that is why you see all these young Nigerians are the beck and calls of all these people. So I'm not bringing people on here to say that the best thing to have ever happened is APC or PDP, or that they did well or nothing. Far from it. What I'm simply trying to say is that as we speak right now, we have young Nigerians who are still saying, see, all of you that are shouting new generation candidates and machinery and blah blah blah, well, you can go to bed. For now, they are still with their old system and they are still enjoying it. Alright? So what am I simply trying to bring up here is that while we are telling you why young Nigerians are doing what they are doing, we also have to let them understand the cautions associated or attached, or the warnings that are very important to what they're doing. One of the warnings is that if you are still following Godfathers because they are giving you little, the day they want to use is the day they want to embarrass you. The Ambody example, alright? The day you ride on their back and you get there, the next thing that will happen to you, you will never believe it. Alright? And that is not, I'm not saying one person is good or bad, or one Godfather is better than the other. No. Just know it. If you have identified that a system or a structure is bad, do not, I repeat, do not put yourself in a position where they can take you up and then bring you down all of a sudden again. Alright? So let me take some comments from Facebook. Is this Shure Eri or Eri? Eri Makanaki says Shure is only hope those Atiku PDP are going to be worse than what we are seeing now. If they succeed in 2019, they will release the likes of Diziani and Dasuki. Imagine Saraki as Senate President, Honore the CJN, and OBJ having free access to Asorok. Okay. Frank Viper on YouTube says, Shegun, those kind of people, you don't have to bring them to this kind of show. We not want to see all those blind, lazy youths who still support whole criminal force. Ladies and gentlemen, it may not be the way you see it. The reality is that, and I'm going to explain to you, the reality is that we have to let you see while you're working. It's called feedback and monitoring. While you're working on one side, you have to see what you're missing. All right. So it's just to let you know what you're missing out on. So the other day I was asking Shure why he feels that he didn't need so much effort to convince people abroad. And if diaspora Nigerians we're going to be voting, maybe Shure will win this election. For instance, because of the rate at which he has worked on people in the diaspora, and he's got everybody, almost the largest percentage of people abroad, to believe in him, and they are all already working, making the job easier for him. But Nigerians residents in Nigeria are not exactly getting this message. They are not. So when I asked him, he was like, what do you know? You do arms chair, and you just sit down in one corner of your room and analyze. Shure loves to yap, right? And I give that to him. But the reality is, well, let's see. I'm just letting you people see. I'm not saying, one angle is perfect or the other. I'm just balancing it. I don't do one side thing. I balance what I do. I balance it. So while I'm looking at optimism and being hopeful, I also let you know that it's not yet Uhuru. It's not all sail through. You have to look at the other, because while we work out go one side, we also work out to the other side and see, okay, there's this thing that is yet to be done, And that's exactly why I'm saying, hey, you have to be very, very watchful, and you have to be very, very hardworking to achieve what you want to achieve. All right. Having said that, ladies and gentlemen, what was I trying to bring out is that, yes, a lot of people went out there to talk about Atiku and Showore at the candidates. Now today, yes, expect this to also last another day, where people will be talking about Atiku and Obi. Those that will be bringing out, the faults in, they're going to be squeezing out the rotten parts of what Atiku said and Obi said, and how they have plundered the country and are trying to come back to look like the better evil or better devils. Some others are also working on another hand to squeeze out the juice in what looks like juice in the responses they give to those questions at the candidates platform tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not supposed to talk. I'm supposed to just listen to what you people have to say tonight. Somebody is saying something on Facebook. Okay, Desmond on YouTube says, okay, she says AAC. One sec, I missed something. There's gonna be, so okay, Gospel says, as for me, I'm not against bringing this blindfolded mind youth, but the goal should be to educate them. Well, I was going to let you ask him questions so that he responds to them, but instead of that to happen, I saw that most people here were only interested in attacking and abusing even my own platform for trying to do the balancing. Well, it's funny though that Dagmon Emero, Professor Kingsley Mahara, is way more incisive with his blueprint. That's from Facebook. Now back to YouTube. Ego says, let's wait and see. If Shore loses the election, we'll not go die now. Of course, certainly. It's just a sign that the youth have signed to suffer for another 4 years. Dotun Ajagno, I disagree. Shegun should absolutely bring them on, not only to be objective, but also to be able to show them where and how they are wrong. Exactly. If you feel they are wrong, you ask them questions. All right? And if you feel they are right, you also hear their own side of why they are justifying what they believe is right. Mikey Muzik, Atiku said enriching friends is also corruption. Did he just say that? One man soldier later said Atiku and his groups are thieves. Well, but the more of it, or the bulk of it, lies on the table of this man you call Obasanjo. If Obasanjo already said all by himself that Atiku was a very corrupt man and dedicated almost a chapter discussing Atiku as being corrupt, and he was specifically highlighting those corrupt areas of Atiku, only for him to come back again and say Atiku is the best man for the job, then if you don't see anything wrong in that, I see everything wrong in that. Ladies and gentlemen, let us talk about Atiku's response to economy. All right, what do you think about education and economy? Atiku is simply saying that he probably has the best idea on education, and he went ahead to talk about UBE, Universal Basic Education, and then said that during PDP era, when he was the vice president, that there were funds meant for UBE. And he's trying to bring up some notions that it was APC that probably, fucked everything up. Those things started with PDP, they continued with APC. And that's why I, for one person, believe that all of these people, both APC and PDP, are the same. Akone Blessing on Facebook says up AAC, PDP and APC 419. On YouTube, Olua, okay. Well, Martin, no point for PDP debates. Golden Girl, I'm here or say I can't vote, but I've convinced more than 10 members of my family to vote AAC, and they are working on their thumb. I guess that's what you said. Dotun Ajagono say exactly. OBJ is about face enough should tell you something. You can't go as far as saying God won't forgive you if you support someone, then turn around to support him. Are we this gullible? That's exactly what I'm trying to bring out. It depends on Nigerians to therefore agree with or say no, you're also wrong. One man soldier. Shegun, there was fun and they stole the money by themselves. Ego say, Shegun, you know, because of your show, I did some digging today into history and I saw how Nigeria was presented like a bride for a wedding ceremony. I saw the rot and the origin of our trouble. Thank you so much for acknowledging that this show is also some kind of eye-opener. Frank Viper, not beverages bring them to the show. When they wake up from their sleep, for me, I'm beginning to see Nigeria as a cost country. Ego says we are up against some things we don't know. Chris Ogenetega Maloney says, is Mahara still existing in the political setup? Mahara is existing, and I think that, was it earlier today or yesterday? I think earlier today it was in Yanopaja to campaign. Let me see if I can bring that up from Facebook. From I think I saw it somewhere on, I think Instagram. Let me find it. It was, I think it's on Instagram. Let me bring him up. Yes, and let's read this together. That is Professor Kingsley Mahara campaigning. Look at what he said. He said the grassroots campaign is building up. Despite the odds, we were at Yanopaja, Alimosho local government area to show our support. The show of support was wonderful. Thank you for supporting YPP and myself as the next president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. That is Professor Kingsley Mahara. And then swiping left, you can see more pictures there. Alright, that's him on Instagram. So, what is Far saying? Bad boy. Well, let's continue what we are doing. Fast is doing it, so. Alright, so that is to respond to the person asking if Professor Mahara is still existing. Of course, he is. The only campaign in Lagos and Abuja, that's Ego, a road to Ego. Chris Ogenetega say, how about the new pact he's set to join? Well, Professor Mahara isn't talking about pacts. I'm sorry. It is only Feladro Toure that has been talking about it. So that's exactly why I need to interview either Professor Mahara or Feladro Toure himself to know what exactly they are talking about. Election is only how many days away, and if this is a serious thing by now, people should start gravitating towards it. But after the announcement in the media, it only looked like one horrid press conference. Mahara isn't saying anything about it. It's only Feladro Toure. Maybe Feladro Toure wants to consider stepping down for him. I don't know. But, well, Mahara isn't exactly excited about it the way I expected somebody to be if something is actually going to be working in the right way. Sorry. Okay. Somebody says Nigeria is going nowhere. But they say these old guys are against the progress of Nigeria. I've often told some youths that so long as APC and PDP thieves are in power, will continue to dwell in darkness. Sheree Makanaki, Atiku was not straight and direct on education. Rather, he was busy castigating Badinuju for the closure of schools in his state as a governor for 2 years. Martin Shea said, no one like Omoyele Sowore is a party. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as I was saying, APC and PDP, they are the same. So if you bring Atiku back, you are still talking about the same thing. If you bring Obasanjo, that is happening about Atiku today, maybe they reached some kind of agreement with document or something, I don't understand. But the reality is that if Atiku gets into power, it will do probably worse than probably worse than Buhari did to Obasanjo. Obasanjo is only after himself. I saw one interview on BBC where Obasanjo was saying that the reason he's now supporting Atiku is because Atiku showed remorse. Atiku came back to him and showed remorse. So it's all about Obasanjo. It's all about who Obasanjo likes or who shows remorse to Obasanjo, not to Nigerians. So in other words, the only problem Atiku has is that he offended Obasanjo. Not that because he was corrupt and has ruined or further or collaborated in the plundering of Nigerian resources, but because he offended Obasanjo. And Obasanjo is now saying, because Atiku has come to show remorse to me, that is all that matters. To him, not to Nigerians. I don't know the way Nigerian youths reason. You see many Nigerian youths quoting Obasanjo on Facebook and Twitter and saying Obasanjo has said this. That is some voice of the gods. Alright. So, because Atiku has gone to plead with Obasanjo, it should now be foisted on Nigerians. Here. Well, anyways, let's put sentiment aside. Sharia has proven that he is the man for the job following. Okay. Bamjoshi says, Shegun, please address the allegations that Obi diverted state funds into his private investment, which is a crime according to the Code of Conduct law. Is it not the same PDP? Royal Dawn, Nigeria youth are so useless to understand what's going on. Few weeks ago, I will enrich friends. Article today, corruption is enriching your friends. One man soldier, Atiku can't say anything about $16 billion. They stole the money. Obasanjo is self-centered and chameleon. I wrote to ago, say, Shegun, like I said before, whenever they want to come together, Nigeria is always the bride presented for whatever motive they are up to. History won't lie. Yeah, that's always the truth. You know, but it's just funny and unfortunate also at the same time, you know. It's funny and it's unfortunate at the same time. Well, we have to beg the gods now. Nigeria, please don't vote that guy, Omoyele Sowore of the APC party. He alone will put your country in order. Nigerians, please vote, okay? He alone will put your country in order or to a good governance, make your country a first-class country. Chris Ogenetega say, who is Obasanjo is a bigger. Okay, Amadu Ano say, Shegun, what about the force fella talking about? Please tell us how going off the matter. Well, as I speak with you right now, Professor Kingsley Moghalu is not excited about it. He's not talking about it. I don't know what's going on, but all I know is that it is only fella who mentioned it once, and that was it. It was Fela's party and that came out to do a press conference. I didn't see people from YPP's party. I mean, maybe some faction or members of, but Professor Kingsley Moghalu doesn't want to talk about it, meaning that he's probably not in tune with that. Are you sure that Professor Moghalu is not also facing the same crisis or similar crisis that Dr. Obi Ezekwesili faced, that made her to quit the presidential race and left the party? And then the moment she left, the same day, the same party she left declared for Buhari, meaning that she probably was facing. So we need to check on Professor Moghalu if everything is all right with him as we speak right now, because for the party to be in talk or in alliance with another party and then he is not talking about it, means it might be fighting something under his clothes that we cannot see outside. All right, so I don't know, maybe there are some schemings. Is like he said, is the 800-pound gorilla in the room that everybody is trying to pull down. It just may be that they are trying to force him down to do something that he doesn't want to do, and he's not talking about it while he's still fighting, combating those things, you know. So I don't know, but as far as that coalition is concerned, Amadu Anna say the reality is it's not clear yet, but I try to reach Professor Moghalu and his media person didn't really let us talk about it. He didn't want me to. He didn't want him to come on my show. All right, okay. David Ubani says, Shegun Banky W visited the Wale show earlier today. What's your take on it? I didn't see. I think I missed out on that. Let me see if I can quickly get that out. I missed that, but let me find it. If I get it, I'll talk about it. But if that happened, then it's a great thing. I think some of these guys wish that they had joined Shore early enough, because it would have been a great thing together, right? Market W didn't post that on his wall on Instagram. Let me see if Shore did. Where did you see it? Was it on Facebook so I can find it? I need to be sure. Okay, it's not on Instagram. It's not on Shore's Instagram. But let's continue talking about what we're talking about so that I can then talk about it when I find it. Okay, Mohalu is an old man. Wow. Luis Obert said Kingsley Mohalu Feladrito are both campaigning differently. Go check their various war. That's what I'm saying. They are not talking about the coalition. Someone says Maloka 280 say I never trusted those two. Shegun, you and this 800 pounds gorilla. No, I'm serious. Let's be serious. One man showed there later say Atiku will give humility to corrupt people. Humility you mean? To bring stolen money back to invest it back to Nigeria. Okay, say one thing Mohalu doesn't have. Fraudulent coalition. David says it's on Facebook. Okay, let me find Shore on Facebook. What were they discussing? Was it a live broadcast or was it just a picture? Okay, if it was on YouTube also, then it simply means okay, Shore posted it. What were they discussing? Let me know the content of their discussion. Shegun, do you agree that Shore is faster than both of them? There's no question about that, though. You gotta give it to that Shore guy, man. He knows something I heard before why they're happening. So Shore departed from Lagos for Accra. I'm just seeing that on my. Okay, I think I've seen it. What were they discussing, though? No audio. Sorry. So, sorry, no audio. I'm sorry. I was saying that when I saw Badamosi of the is he ADC? Yeah. So after the debate of Lagos State governorship candidates on Channels TV and Still the Show, I saw him and I said, apart from Shore that is trying to cause some stir in the national politics, that you are becoming another stir in Lagos State. Although after then I've not so much heard about him again. I don't know what's happening. You know, politics is funny. 1 minute you are doing well, the next minute another person has overshadowed you. You know, it's because that's exactly why you have to be on your toes every 247 if you have to remain relevant in what you're doing. So if Banky W, for instance, had been on the platform of Shore, guess what would have happened? So those saying there's no audio, I hope the audio is back now, please. Alright. And I have to also ensure from here, right? Okay, I think it's back. So, now, Okay, someone said they sent it to me on Mr. Tayo Shonuga sent me 100,000 naira yesterday. Mr. Tayo, applaud the say. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, bro. So, let's continue. Now, did you know that if Banky W were on Shore's platform party, guess what would have happened? If Badamosi of ADC were on Shore's platform, all these guys that are some kind of making waves and strong in their own respective ways, if they were on the same lineup, on the same platform. But we have to also understand that it takes some time for these things to happen, though. It takes some time for all of them to identify themselves. Everybody has to go respective ways first of all, make their voices count, represent whatever they are, make people know what they represent, prove their honors, prove their onions, and then they will now begin to attract one another. Likes beget likes. That's why I said the other day that don't expect all these presidential aspirants or candidates to come together. It may not be. Somebody says, Shegun, why you are leading accolade to the present rulers by referring to somebody as a whole governor, eroding into position on the back of what is whole about him? Common criminal. What is all about him is the position, all right? The status of a governor. It's not cheap, man. He rode on something, but it became something, and then they now brought him down. That is what the LCM of what I was trying to say, all right? So most of them did not believe Shore will make it so far, but I must say it's also sound. Yeah. For now, let them all attract one another. All of those people that have that have clouds in their own respective ways, let them go out and make their clouds. They will now begin to attract one another on the basis of this ideological relatedness. Not that you say, because this one is contesting, this one is contesting, this one is contesting, we must all therefore join. No, there's nothing that says so. You don't join as strange board fellows. If you feel this person, we have something in common, we can work together. You don't just say, because I'm contesting, is also contesting. People say we should come together, now join. Bam! Crisis, nay. That's why I was always telling you people that it's not always about how many people join together. It's about the quality and characteristics of features of who and who are joining. So, if you follow the interview I had with Shore, I asked him, if you were to choose by yourself who to coalesce with for this election, who would it be? Guess what he said? The answer is there in the video you saw in my interview with Shore. He said he already has his coalition with the people of Nigeria. He's not certain about joining other people because he doesn't believe that. The same thing if you ask Mohalu believes that he's more qualified than the rest. He's the 800-pound gorilla in the room. And he's not the same as them. Why should he be joining with them? They should be the ones to come and meet him. Faladrato is the only one who is probably saying he's open to any kind. And that he's even willing to submit his own ambition for anybody who emerges from a transparent process to bring about who should be. So what are we simply trying to say? Now that we have Banky W visiting Shore, maybe Banky has found or has seen that, maybe if this person's platform was what I wrote on, it would have made the job all easier for me. Alright, with Shore's brand, fire, and then Banky W. Then Banky W brings a Wizkid to a concert and they attract crowd, and Shore speaks to the crowd about the idea of a new Nigeria. These people will do a lot of things together. Guess what? It would have been easier. Shore using the one-pronged approach of activism to try to attract multi-pronged country or multifaceted country. It's not going to be cheap. I wish that all of these people had identified one another earlier, but it's not too late. In politics, 1 hour is a very long time because things happen within that short period of time. So 1 hour is a very long time in politics, so I'm not ruling it out. But I'm just trying to buttress that all of them are finding themselves eventually. And that's it. Okay, let's not give up about AAC. Others will discourage those who want to vote for him. No. We just have to tell what it is. Shegun, be careful. Do not sit on the fence. You have to take a stance. Bola Oyabayo. Remember, the Bible says you have to be cold or hot, but never lukewarm. Louis Obe, Shegun, be honest. Do you know that Mr. Mohalu is too full of himself? That is your own judgment, Mr. Louis. Uyi Ida Hobash. Guy, I love your talk. One man soldier said those who are still articulating, still in love with their oppressors, should already not trust Fela and Mohalu. Guys. Frank Viper, Shegun, Shori and Banky W are coming together to form the real coalition. Watch and see. Well, let's see whether INEC will recognize that on the ballot. Martins Ojo says Atiku was asked if what OBJ said about him is true. He said he's not there to answer that. Now I'm wondering why he was there at first, in the first place, if not to answer questions. Golden Girl 503 says Shore is the confirmed leader of Zone 7. Where is Zone 7 though? There are 6 geopolitical zones in Nigeria. Are you creating a 7th one? Okay, the geopolitical zone of oppressed people. And all of them have to migrate from the respective 6 geopolitical zones and locate themselves in the 7th geopolitical zone. Is that? I joke too much, right? Shegun, you don't always say the truth. Moharu is too full of pride. This is what I'm avoiding. You know why? Some people say Shore is rude. The moment I tell you that, people say I'm only giving feedback, or people say Shore is rude, you attack me. You now want me to now be the mouthpiece to say Mohalu is full of himself. Nigerians. Wait to this Mohalu self now are not thinking this thing seriously. He agreed. Shegun, why can't you Shore in a private and give all your suggestions? Shegun, that's something Loye. Jerry Shegun, I made friend with you because I believe you always speak the truth. Have I changed? Nigeria Breeze says Shore is the only one that has what it takes to challenge the cabal. The will chew Mohalu raw is too calm. Ego, I don't trust that Mohalu is simple agreement he ran away after signing. Baba Japa. I thought he was going to sacrifice ambition, man. If he did, that thing would have made it tough for Shore by this time. Although Shore would have just used one statement to dismiss everything now. Nigerian politics, very sweet. I don't trust that Mohalu. Okay, Michael Fabanwo, if people are going to vote at the pact for a consensus candidate, what is wrong for Fela convincing the delegates to vote for him? Shore should desist from accusing Fela on manipulating delegates. That is politics, my brother. You are right. It is politics. He went to pact to play politics, not to step down. He got there, he played his game, and he won. And Shore also played his own game. You saw it, that this is what this guy is up to, and he ran away. It's your own card. Everybody is playing their cards. And I've always said this thing. Yeah. Please allow Shege to give objective views about issues. Abio, they won't railroad me. They are doing packs for me online. Royal Don said, that's Nigeria for you. Amada and Nas say, Fela Mohalu are not campaigning. Fela is in Calabar as we speak. If what they told me is what to go by. Jerry King say, you never change. That's why I'm always here. Bamjoshi Shegun, your brother Dino said he's a scrotum dangling but won't fall. What your take? That one don't fall already now. You know, when you're on the ground and you don't want to accept that you're already on the ground. Golden Girl say, if people say Shore is rude, we like him. So what is also wrong with people who like Professor Mohalu being proud? Everybody to their tent to Israel. Go Nigeria. Nigeria should give young people a chance. All these old men have been doing the same thing over and over again. One man soldier says, Michael, we can see that pact was built around Fela. Bamjoshi, it's not Shore that is accusing Fela. It's Tokwe Faswa that made the published account of the pact. Royal Don says Shore is a smart guy. Dotun Adiagono say, why do people keep saying the coalition is too late? It's a matter of candidates saying, I don't want to do it again and I'm supporting this other candidate. It's a matter of how good he is at reaching his followers. You're right, though. Somebody says, I saw Mohalu shook hands with Atiku. I don't trust Mohalu. Sportsmanship now. He shook hands with somebody. A fellow contestant. What's wrong with that? But let me quickly respond to somebody saying Shore is smart. What do you expect? Shore was president of Student Union in Unilag. So he was dealing with three things at the same time. There was a tripartite relationship among courtesan, school management that was oppressive at the time, and military junta. One person, the three were scheming at the same time, and the person maneuvered and came out like that. You think it's all this cheap manipulation of, arrangements that will camp him. No, if Shore is not smart at this time, that means old age has taken over him. I will not even talk about such a person again. So it must mean that it is either old age has now taken toll on him. But he's still as smart as then. What do you expect? So that means the brain is still there. What's the name of Fela Droto is also still intact. An orator. Alright, the only thing I don't know is why he has not agreed to come on my show, even if it's just to video calling me to the show. I don't know why though. Because I would have, at least, I'm sure if Fela Droto comes, most of you will change your minds for him if he talks on this show. All of you AAC people, you will agree with him. But I don't know why he has not agreed to come. And it's not as if he's that busy. I'm not sure he's as busy as Showore. But Showore will answer you any day. That guy in ST did, yeah. But I still want Fela to convince more that he's also on his feet any day, any time. Like, if you call me this moment, even if I'm in my sleep, I'm still saying this. But I pray that one of these days, I think both Fela and Mohalu are good, but the truth be told, Showore is that Nigeria needs right now to make progress. Louis Sobes says, sure you agree that Mohalu is weak like vegetable already? Egbami, when did I say that? Ejo, I didn't say he's weak. Did I say that? I didn't. That's a lie, Shegun. You can change my mind. Well, Shegun, why can't you meet Showore private to make all your suggestions about mobilizing youth musicians? Maybe he will listen to you better. In any sane society, that's John Abraham. In any sane society, all the ex-presidents of Nigeria would have been killed, just like they did in Ghana. They said, Shegun, stop that. Now today we don't hear Fela Droto's speech. Showore is smarter than them all. Fatah said, die hard AAC Fela Ke. Shegun is a funny. You think I'm funny, Shay? Okay. I've said it before and I will say it again, but Kingsley and Fela put together, Showore will still defeat them. I bet anyone wants to bet. Bandoshi, but the future belongs to those who see possibilities before they become obvious. Johan von Schiller, he who has done his best for his own time has lived for all times. John Scully. Pastor Wali Oki, na lie about what? Ego says, Showore is rude to those wicked and heartless rulers or leaders that have sold the country down the river. Only Yemi Fari Ibi. I cannot agree with Droto. He's a schemer. That is politics now. The guy is still playing politics. Everybody is playing their game now. Everybody is playing their game. Showore went to their meeting, took photo with them, smiled, and they came out to say. He went to identify with them to answer in response to many people that are saying all of you should meet. He took photo and left. It's a game. Droto decided to work on the back end and do the coding that now that all of them have come together, let me do this. Talk to the delegates. Do this, do this, do this. Let them make me emerge. You know, Professor Mohalu sat down as if being a professor, they are all there to rally around him. Fella don't escape. It's all of them are playing their games. You know, Professor Mohalu saw himself as 800 pounds gorilla that they all have to work for and present him. That was his own game. Fela Duroti saw that, okay, this one elephant, that if I can, you know, climb on top of this one and it carries me with his, you know, with his back. It carries me on his, with his hawk and all of that, or his tusk. I'm up. You know, everybody is scheming. She already saw that, oh, this is what these guys are doing, this is what this one is doing, this is what this one is doing. If I'm in this kind of a 4-4 fight, you won't let me see the far I'm going. All of them are playing their cards now. Don't you get it? This thing is politics. Politics is what? A game. Determining decision of who gets what, when, why, and how too. So, Molako 280 say agree. Martin Sojo, if Fela becomes the president, he will be doing coalition with these old cargoes. Bamjoshi, we have in mind, Shore plus Refire a body, African Action Congress, so take it back and spirit humanity. These are worth fighting for. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we have tried tonight on the show now. Okay. Alright. Alex said this ugly guy won't keep quiet. Don't mind me, Jerry. Someone said I skipped this. Jerry Kings, I understand you have too many comments though. Yeah, please always bring it back. Oga, yo, ọ̀rọ̀ Ọlọ́run ló máa ṣàánú gbogbo yín, man. All right. This thing, why is it so? This thing is supposed to. It's not showing real-time comments, man. Anyways, I saw your comments. All of those are abusing me. Someone said I'm just making noise. Well, thank you so much. Maybe the noise is making sense. Maybe that's why you are here. Shegun, election day. Till daybreak. Okay, you mean my analysis on election day should be till daybreak? This person must be used to going to daybreak to go and take daybreak services somewhere. Selling lucky. Michael Faber, Oshore and Mohalo are not ready for prime time Nigeria politics. Duto is smart. Alright, people. I think I should go and rest now. Maybe I don't try now. Okay, Dotun was asking, what does it say about Kingsley, though, that he didn't see what people like Shore and Faswa saw with pact coming? No, it's just a question of what they both believe, right? Maybe Professor Mohalo believes that, or believed that somehow they were all working for him, being the 800-pound gorilla in the room. Alright, so he thought that they were probably working to make him the consensus. If you were in his shoes, except you have sixth sense to discern or to detect, you also fall for it. So maybe he fell. It is human to fall. It's human to fall. Golden Girl says she can get that in mind. Yeah. I'm just talking my own thing, Jerry. Don't mind me. Alright, I think we've talked with fast is bitter, or is it bitter or better? Michael Fabango. Ladies and gentlemen, we've come this far. We don't try, I'm sure you know. So let me go to bed now. Thank you so much. The topic, once again, I take all this out now, the candidates. For me, I'm not impressed. They try to impress their own people by trying to twist the words and put everything on top on their heads down. But discerning minds will see through. Of a jolly. To rob, you have to be creative now. It's not easy. Oh God, go. So, few more comments and then I close. Shegun, do an impression of Professor Shoyinka and Ganil Fayemi. When elections are just how many days? We'll do that one later now. We should be talking about this election for now. My opinion, though, may not be right. I think we should be talking about elections for now. I know what happened to. Excuse me, a second. There's such a lot to do here. Copy this link. This is simple. Okay. Few more comments and then we close. My take on Atiku and Obi, already said it. Ogundipe Oyeya Bola Wole. If you get 2K votes, I promise you new car Benz. Who are you referring to? Shegun, what time is there now, please? This is 12 a.m. exactly. Just a minute before 12. A minute before 12 midnight. One love from Basco land. Thank you so much, bro. Alright, people, we have all tried tonight, including it's not easy to sit down and listen to my nonsense. Alright. Thank you all so much for coming online. I appreciate you. I'll come your way again hopefully tomorrow. And until then, keep talking about the things that matter. Do not forget that Nigeria is in the hands of all of us and we cannot give up that easily now. So thank you so much. I'm interested in young candidates. So if you are watching and you are close to Professor Mahara, even if it's just for 10 minutes, I would like us to interact with him on this show. Then I expected to hear from Mr. Feladro to his camp today so that we can have some clips from his Calabar trip and town hall, but I haven't heard. Please, if you are from Feladro to and you're on this show, please help me just say hi to him, that I mentioned him on this show, and I'm also looking forward to, even if it's just video call into this show, we should be able to do. Thank you all for supporting this show. I appreciate you all. Another person sent me 15,000 naira last night to support me, apart from the 100,000 I received from Mr. Tayo. The person asked me not to mention their name. So, but you know yourself, I thank you very much. Those of you that are still willing to support, if God lays something in your heart, do it. Alright? Funny people saying Nigeria is in the hands of Buhari and Tinubu, not the citizens. Thank you so much, everybody. It's been a good time with you all. Sayonara.